Hi, this is just a quick end of the day video. About a month ago, I made a short video about this. This is a Rittenhouse model RM20/RM22 radio intercom master station. And I will put one of those pop-up things up here if you want to go look at the original video. I had a few extra minutes today and I thought I would have a little play around with this. Since I made the other video about a month ago, I was able to find and obtain 3 remote stations for this model. Those two and this one that I have hooked up here. These are vintagey but original. Not sure exactly when these were made. Probably sometime, looks like could have been in the mid 70s or so. They were more ivory colored when they were new. Now they're kind of discolored. Basically, you've got a volume control here and your intercom control switch here. Normally you leave it set in the center position, which is listen, radio, and intercom. You can also turn it to intercom only. Switches are hard to move right now. Or what they call standby, which is intercom only. And then you also have talk when you use the intercom. Normally you would leave it in listen, radio, intercom position. I had a little play around with the master station today. I actually took it all apart because I wanted to see more detail about what was on the inside of it. After I did that, I sort of pieced it back together, figured out what voltage it's supposed to be powered by. This requires a Rittenhouse model 28 low voltage transformer, which is 16 volt AC rated at a minimal of 10 watts or 10 VA. I have it set up on my bench power supply right now. So here we have the primary power on off switch. We have our radio switch here, which can be AM off or FM, because typically you would leave this turned on all the time, so the intercom's always available to use, but you may not want the radio playing through all the time, so you can turn the radio off here. You have this switch that says standby stations, and it's either off or on. I'm not exactly sure what that does yet. I might have to have a few more remote stations set up to figure that out, and also this needs to be in somewhat better condition. Master speaker, here you have low volume, off, and high volume. And then you have door, which would be your entry door station, can be on or off. I have a feeling that this system, if the door speaker is left on, that music probably plays through the door station. But I don't know that for a fact. That's another thing I have to figure out. It was easy enough to figure out how to wire up a remote station because everything is color coded on the back of the stations. You have 5 wires because it's a 5-wire system. So you've got red, black, green, yellow, and white. Same color connections on the back of the master station, so that was fairly easy. Actually, it works for its age. This is probably 1968 as near as I can tell. If we turn it on, we can only turn it on for a minute because of copyright and radio songs and all that. Oh, we have to turn the radio on too. It actually plays. And that's about as long as we can leave it on for. The problems that I see with this right off the bat are the power switch is pretty good. The AM/FM radio switch, not bad. The standby switch, I'm not sure what it does. Master speaker volume, if we turn the radio on, that's off. And then we have low. That switch definitely has issues. It doesn't seem to actually do anything, or it's the switch itself. All of these little side switches are really, really, really loose. They've seen a lot of use over time, and I think it's taken its toll on it. The door speaker on and off is probably the best one out of all of them because that probably didn't get used all that much. If you listen carefully, you can hear somewhat of a background buzz. That's because of a lot of old components in the master station that need to get replaced. The intercom does work, and let's see if we can do this here. So you have your intercom switch here. You have talk, listen, and radio intercom position that it's in now. And if we go to listen, let's see. That does come out there. Feedback, that's always popular. And then we can move this to talk. So the intercom does work. All the switches are really dirty and all the controls need to be clean, so it will work better, but that does all work. The other real problem with it is this, where it says volume and off. This control is really, really very dicey. And let's see if we can show you that. It's very hard. See, the radio should be playing. There we go. Oh. It's all very scratchy and staticky. I did clean it a little bit when I had it apart, but obviously not well enough, or it needs to be replaced. Not sure about that. Now you can actually hear the background hum even more. And then this is your tone control here, which when you listen to the radio, you have what I would say would be treble and less treble. Not a lot in the way of bass. It does seem to have, we'll turn that off, it does seem to have a 4 ohm, 4-inch speaker on the back, and or it might even be 4.5. I'm not sure until I take it out and measure it more accurately. Anyway, it seems as if it will be a good candidate for repair, especially if we get the little knob back on where it goes. A little hard to see. Something like that. The other thing which I thought was kind of cool is when I had it all apart, I found that it's got 2 light bulbs, 2 lamps in it. What are the lamps for? The lamps sit behind the little red indicator here and here, your tuning indicators for your tuning dials. Now I'm not sure, because these are both burnt out until I get it in better condition. I'm not sure that if when you switch the radio from AM to FM, if individually whichever band you're on lights up. That would be super cool if it did. Or if they're just on all the time. Not sure about that at all. But it's a nice little touch. It's something that at this level back in those days you don't always see. Sometimes there's no dial lights at all. I thought it was kind of cool that they bothered to do that, but does seem to be a pretty well designed set. So just a little play around. This one has a definite future because I'm going to go through, make a parts list for it, and see if I can fix the switches and clean it all up and bring it back to life because I think it deserves that. Anyway, just a little play around with a Rittenhouse RM20/RM22. Hope you found this interesting, and perhaps for someone it will be helpful. If it is, give it a thumbs up on YouTube because that helps us just a little bit. There'll be a banner right here that shows you how to subscribe. Go to our YouTube homepage, click on the bell, and when you click on the bell, click on it to receive all notifications. And every time we post a new video, you'll get a notification and you can watch it. That's all for today. See you on the next video.